Leading this panel and acting as its facilitator is a man who needs little introduction in the world of business. I can think of few better people equipped to guide our panel and keep our panelists in order and to the point. Ladies and gentlemen, I now hand you over to Mr. Alec Hogg.
Thank you. I've been in journalism all that time, and I have been to many conferences. And I have been bored at many conferences. And I please God, we're not going to get bored today. Anybody here start their own business before they were 20? Anybody here? Put your hands up. Oh, anyone here runs their own business? Who runs their own business? Let's get an idea. Cool. Okay, so half of us are entrepreneurs. Anyone before you're 10? Warren Buffett started his first when he was 6. But Buffett says the younger you start your own business, the more successful you'll be as an entrepreneur. Today we've got 3 entrepreneurs. They're going to tell us how this country is going to get back to normality. What percentage of South Africa's working population was self-employed in 1790? Well, apart from the couple of guys who actually worked for the Dutch East India Company, everybody else was self-employed. Now, what's happened? We had the industrial age, we've got the pyramid structure, which then all of a sudden entrepreneurs were not given the opportunity to go forward again. Because anyone who knows the first thing about economics knows it's driven by incentives. Okay. I want you to break your mindset. I mean, these are nice things, they're nice numbers. But you look at the 7.8% or whatever it is we're supposed to be of entrepreneurship in South Africa, that's garbage. How many of you have got second jobs? How many of you think that you can actually work at the same company you're working for the rest of your lives? And what is entrepreneurship? Is it because you are disadvantaged in the past, advantaged now, so now you can actually get a leg up and you can get certain rights which give you entrepreneurship, or is it actually going out there and doing something better and doing something different? Entrepreneurship is changing the world, doing things differently. And I know all of you are here because you want to do that. What are you doing differently, Mr. Manana? You're an entrepreneur. What are you doing differently to change this world?
I think it starts with the passion. It starts in your mind. I think most people don't realize sometimes that it is, you go to any institution, you go to Noah Greenhill and you're looking for capital. You say, what have you got? Capital could be the networks that I've got. It's the infrastructure that I have a right of use on. Then I package all those things and I say, I do have capital. It's amazing. It's in the mind. It's the passion.
We all get leg ups in different ways in terms of becoming an entrepreneur. It's either a relationship that you've got that is a special kind of relationship that somebody else hasn't got. It's a trust relationship that allows you to push yourself to the next level and use the underlying talent that you've got to become the entrepreneur that you've got the potential to become. Now, without that leg up, all of us end up as almost could have beens and should have beens.
I was quite keen to do it myself and build essentially a separate new company that would reflect my dreams and aspirations. And I think that's one of the great things about entrepreneurship, building something that reflects your value system. And so I approached R&D in those days. It was a small little investment bank down the road here. I think, Iris, you were about 3 years old at the time. But I raised the capital, and that's how it got going.
But you're a disruptor. And I remember having a conversation with you recently about entrepreneurship. And probably if there's one thing you're going to take out of this today, it's that word disruptor.
I think a disruptor is someone who has a kind of restless frustration at normality and at the establishment, and that's the way things have to be. And the desire to just break them open, to hell with it. So I have that natural contrarian mindset, and I think what we've managed to do is disrupt markets in a disciplined way, but a belief that things don't have to be that way. You can make them better, and you don't have to be sort of held down by preconceived ideas, and you're not good enough at this, and you're not big enough at that, and just break that knot. I think it's a fantastic analogy.
Brilliant. And maybe write that down, disruption with discipline. I think that's probably going to get you, well, maybe not the billionaire that Mr. Gore is, but it certainly will give you a lot of satisfaction. It's not about money, though, is it? Charles, you're with the government. You know about entrepreneurship. You're with trade and industry, or part of it. This is not the good entrepreneurs that you've met, that you've funded, that you've helped, that you've given them a leg up. Do you go for the guys who say, I'm going to make the most amount of money in the shortest possible time? Or do you go for people who might have other motivations?
We would like to go with all the people who certainly have all the ingredients that Adrian was just referring to that are really going to try to make a lot of money, grow their businesses and create a lot of employment opportunities. But those are the exceptions from what we're finding, and particularly when you look at the kind of market we're trying to address. There are many others who have good ideas as well. And for us it's to say, how can we also assist them? How can we remove some of the unnecessary knots in their lives? How can we open the door for them, create opportunities so that they can access those opportunities and come with whatever it is that's driving them to make a difference in their community, to provide for their immediate families, or so on. And that's the kind of the other side of the market that we're dealing with.
Good. I want to take that and give you the academic, Mark Herrington.
If you speak to a person like Raymond Ackerman, he says that money is not the overriding incentive. He says you want to go into business because you actually enjoy it, and money will follow. Yes, I am an academic. I am currently an academic, but I'm a retired entrepreneur. I started my business for a totally different reason. I didn't go into business solely to make money. Obviously, it would be nice to make the money. But I went into business because I didn't want to work for somebody. I didn't like taking instructions from people that I thought were idiots.
We forget the link between staff incentivization and the operation and the way that that operation grows is something that almost everybody has to do as a matter of course, because you cannot do what we're trying to do alone.
I actually feel quite strongly, I don't believe you can build a really big business if you're out for money. I just don't believe that's possible. I think the money does follow, and it sounds kind of altruistic, just do the right stuff and it follows, but I think that is the truth. I think there's certainly people who've gone in to make money and have done it, but I think probabilistically your ability to build a big, scalable, high-impact business will never be based on money. It will be based on a purpose. But I think if you start out with, I want to be rich, I think that's the wrong, I think it will actually get you down the wrong pathway.